Hello there everyone, it's Aidan here from Push Square, and I have a different kind of list for you today, because while we usually talk about the best of the best that PlayStation has to offer, today we're actually talking about the games that we do not have on PlayStation, and what we think PlayStation 5 could actually bring to those experiences. So from Xbox exclusives to newly released Nintendo games, here are 7 games we really wish were on PS5. Phasmaphobia is one of those games that my mates have been banging on about for literal years now. It's an online 4-player co-op horror game where your team of paranormal ghost hunters are tasked with gathering as much evidence as they can in haunted houses. Now this is one of those kinda hilarious but also kinda horrifying games, and I think there would be no better place to play it than on PS5, and it's all because of one thing: 3D audio. The PS5 has some of the best audio design for its games, especially if you're playing with the Pulse 3D headset or Sony's H9s. Now partner that up with this already spooky game and you have something that enters another ghostly dimension of horror. I can just imagine the screams and the laughs that this one would get if I could play it with my friends on PS5. Even better is the possibility of porting this thing over to PSVR 2 to vastly improve the experience. Now I struggle to even imagine me making it through a match in this thing with VR, but I'm sure it would be memorable. The Forza Horizon series is the arcadey yin to Gran Turismo's simulator yang. Did that make sense? With the latest game visiting the tropical Mexico-inspired locale, this is already a looker on Xbox Series X and would continue to be so on PS5. It's a fun and snappy racer made all the better when playing with friends. Now you may or may not know how damn good Gran Turismo 7 feels even with the DualSense, thanks to its haptics and adaptive triggers. With the help of the DualSense, you aren't left feeling like you're missing out because you aren't playing with a wheel, and I think that element applied to the Forza series would amplify it just a little bit more, especially as you rip through some tropical jungle, splashing into rivers and drifting across off-road tracks. Just imagine how this would feel with the DualSense. This is one we have all been dying to get over to PlayStation Land for quite some time, and I think there is a possibility down the line, but for now we are just wishing away that Half-Life Alyx makes its way to PlayStation. It is said to be one of the best examples of VR, immersing players in the world of its iconic series with undeniably brilliant motion control mechanics and stunning graphics. Now take all of that and toss it onto the PSVR 2, which currently is the best way to play VR, with 4K OLED panels, haptics on the controller and the headset, foveated rendering, supremely smooth motion controls, and the 3D audio allowed with wireless headphones. Plus you have the power of the PS5 carrying most of the weight, allowing many more players to try out this VR classic without having to shell out for a really expensive PC rig. I think it would be a slam dunk success, and I'd love to see it come over to PlayStation. Next up is Super Mario Odyssey, the delightful Nintendo release which brought Mario back to the land of 3D with this expansive adventure. Now this is a brilliant game that manages to mesh both 2D and 3D elements of the series all into one stunning package, and it can be made even better with just a splash of co-op in there too. The Switch has impressively got the game running at 60 FPS, which when on the go is undeniably great. Bringing it over to PlayStation would just tighten it up that bit performance-wise, while maintaining its crisp and colourful presentation. But then to bring up those DualSense controllers, and trust me, we're not even done with them yet. Keep it professional, Aidan. The interactive elements of the game as you switch from 3D to 2D, or throw Mario Cap around, or just get into a scrape with a Goomba, could really tune into the Astro Playroom style of DualSense experience, with every surface walked on or item interacted with would have its own feel. It could bring you into the world of Mario that bit more, as well as fill in that fun platforming shaped hole left as we wait for some kind of Astro sequel. Hello there, sorry for the interruption. I just wanted to interject quickly to remind you to really consider hitting that subscribe button. We cover a wide variety of PlayStation related news, reviews, guides, gameplay and everything in between, so if that sounds right up your street, then consider subscribing to us here on Push Square. Anyway, apologies for interrupting, let's get back to the video. It's difficult to pick a single entry in this series, so I kinda cheated and included the whole lot. The Halo series for the longest time was the hallmark of love online shooters, with an arena shooter experience that I personally believe has yet to be matched by another series. Not to mention the many brilliant campaigns that showcase Bungie's knack for first-person gameplay from the very beginning. Outside of the DualSense and 3D audio, I don't really think there's too much the PS5 could do to amplify this experience, but more so it would offer up an iconic multiplayer series that no other franchise is offering up at the moment on PlayStation. Despite its problems, I'd love to sink into a night of Halo Infinite's online multiplayer with my mates on PlayStation. It would just be a fantastic series to be opened up to PlayStation fans. Another collection of games instead of a singular title, the Gears of War series is a brilliant showcase of third-person cover-based gameplay set in a truly awesome pulpy world. With 5 mainline games on offer, the Gears series is filled to the brim with memorable levels in its campaigns, but like Halo is also home to tight-knit multiplayer modes and even adds some incredible co-op horde modes. I'd love to see an offering like this on PlayStation, least of all because the feel of the rumble of my Lancer ripping through a locust just gives me goosebumps thinking about it. The PS5's SSD would allow you to join matches, co-op modes and load up levels in a heartbeat, thrusting you into the adventures of Kate or Marcus. And we really don't think that in this ideal world it would be too much of an ask to get a remastered collection of the original trilogy. Could you just imagine it? The newest release of the bunch, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, turned our heads when it launched to impeccable review scores, including an impressive 10 out of 10 over on our sister site Nintendo Life. Now I would be lying if I said I wasn't feeling a small case of FOMO, so of course I'd love to see this latest expansive take on the Zelda series venture over to the lands of PlayStation. I'd love to see this experience bump its frame rate up a tad to 60 FPS from its native 30, and of course, you expect it by now, amp up those beautiful haptics on the DualSense. No. Moving on. I'm imagining something more in line with Returnal with the subtle vibrations of rainfall or falling through the air. Apply that as you drop from the Sky Islands or as you saunter through Hyrule as it rains. The vibes, they would just be immaculate. I'd love to imagine that the power of the PS5 would allow for the draw distances to be properly expanded so that players could bask in the beauty of this delightfully designed open world, especially as you move from the Sky Islands to the plains of Hyrule or even the darker underworld. And those are the 7 games that we really wish were on PlayStation 5. Let me know what PS5 feature you'd love to see in a game that's not available on that console down below in the comments. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more PlayStation video content. Anyway guys, I've been Aaron, and I'll see you in the next one.